William Lamb 1834–1834. Born into a time of great change, Lamb would go on to play a pivotal role in navigating the challenges and opportunities presented by the dynamic environment of the 1830s. A statesman of considerable influence, Lamb's significance lies not only in his political acumen but also in his ability to address the pressing issues of his era. William Lamb, often known by his later title as Lord Melbourne, was a prominent British politician who served as the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. His tenure coincided with a crucial juncture in British history, marked by debates on parliamentary reform, industrialization, and the evolving role of the monarchy. As we delve into Lamb's life and actions in 1834, we gain valuable insights into the man who played a vital role in shaping the trajectory of the United Kingdom during this transformative period. William Lamb, born on March 15, 1779, into the aristocratic Lamb family, hailed from a lineage deeply rooted in British nobility. His father, Penistone Lamb, the first Viscount Melbourne, and his mother, Elizabeth Milbank Lamb, provided him with a privileged upbringing. The Lamb family, well connected within the social and political circles of the time, afforded young William opportunities and exposure that would later shape his political career. Growing up in a family of influence meant that Lamb was immersed in the intricate dynamics of high society from an early age. The expectations placed upon him were significant, as he was not only to inherit the family name but also to carry on its traditions of service to the crown and the nation. In terms of education, Lamb's early years were marked by the classical curriculum typical of young gentlemen from the aristocracy. He attended Eton College, a prestigious institution known for educating the British elite. Here, he not only received a solid academic foundation but also forged connections that would prove instrumental in his future political endeavors. His formative years at Eton and subsequent studies at Trinity College, Cambridge, exposed Lamb to the intellectual currents of the time. The Enlightenment ideas that were gaining traction across Europe, emphasizing reason, progress, and individual rights, likely left an indelible mark on his worldview. Additionally, the political debates and reforms of the late 18th and early 19th centuries, including the French Revolution and its aftermath, would have played a role in shaping Lamb's political consciousness. Early influences on Lamb extended beyond the academic realm. Family connections and social engagements exposed him to the inner workings of British politics and diplomacy. The mentorship of family friends and influential figures within political circles provided Lamb with valuable insights and practical knowledge that would prove indispensable in his later political career. Understanding William Lamb's early life provides a crucial foundation for comprehending the values, expectations, and experiences that shaped the man who would later become Lord Melbourne and a key figure in the political landscape of 1834. The amalgamation of aristocratic heritage, classical education, and exposure to political intricacies laid the groundwork for Lamb's journey into the realms of power and governance. The political landscape of 1834 was marked by a confluence of historical forces, ideological shifts, and pressing issues that would significantly impact the course of nations. In the United Kingdom, the aftermath of the Reform Act of 1832 was still reverberating through the political arena. This landmark legislation, which aimed to address issues of representation and enfranchise a broader segment of the population, had stirred debates and reshaped the structure of the British Parliament. The early 1830s were a period of transition and turbulence. Industrialization was rapidly transforming the economic structure of the nation, leading to social dislocations and the rise of the working-class movement. Concurrently, the question of parliamentary reform, the role of the monarchy, and the challenges posed by an evolving global landscape were pivotal issues that preoccupied the minds of politicians and citizens alike. Reform Act of 1832. The Reform Act had not only extended voting rights to a broader section of the male population but also redefined parliamentary constituencies. The consequences of these changes were still being felt in 1834, with political parties and figures adjusting to the new dynamics of representation. Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution, which had gained momentum in the preceding decades, continued to reshape the economic and social fabric of the nation. Urbanization, technological advancements, and the emergence of a capitalist economy brought about profound changes in the structure of society, raising questions about labor rights, working conditions, and the role of government in regulating industry. Foreign relations. Internationally, geopolitical tensions and power struggles were in play. The aftermath of the Napoleonic Wars lingered, and the relationships between major European powers were delicate. Issues such as colonial expansion, trade, and diplomatic alliances were crucial considerations for political leaders. Challenges to monarchical authority. The role of the monarchy was a subject of ongoing debate. The young Queen Victoria had ascended to the throne in 1837, and questions about the monarch's powers and the constitutional framework were matters of considerable importance. Social and cultural shifts. The 1830s saw the emergence of cultural and social movements that challenged traditional norms. The reformist spirit extended beyond politics to literature, arts, and philosophy, reflecting a broader desire for change and progress. Navigating this complex and dynamic political landscape required astute leadership and an understanding of the interconnectedness of domestic and international affairs. Against this backdrop, figures like William Lamb, Lord Melbourne, found themselves at the forefront, tasked with addressing the challenges and opportunities of the time. As we delve into Lamb's political actions in 1834, it becomes evident that his decisions were not isolated events but responses to the multifaceted pressures shaping the political climate of his era. William Lamb's entry into politics was influenced by a combination of familial expectations, personal ambitions, and a sense of duty to the nation. Coming from an aristocratic background, Lamb was born into a world where political engagement was not just a choice but often a familial obligation. The Lamb family had a long-standing tradition of service to the crown, and from an early age, William was groomed to play a role in the political affairs of the United Kingdom. Motivated by a sense of responsibility and a desire to contribute to the governance of the nation, Lamb's political aspirations were further fueled by the intellectual and social currents of his time. The Enlightenment ideals of reason, liberty, and progress resonated with the broader political discourse, and figures like Lamb saw politics as a means to shape a more just and progressive society. Entry into Parliament. Lamb's formal entry into politics came with his election to the House of Commons in 1805, representing Leominster. This marked the beginning of a long and influential parliamentary career. His early experiences in the Commons allowed him to observe and participate in the debates of the time, gaining valuable insights into the political landscape. Ministerial appointments. Lamb's capabilities and connections propelled him into ministerial roles. Notably, he served as Chief Secretary for Ireland in 1806 and later as Home Secretary in 1830. These positions not only exposed him to the intricacies of governance but also positioned him at the forefront of key policy decisions and reforms. Friendship with Princess Victoria. Beyond his official roles, Lamb's personal relationships played a pivotal role in his political journey. His close friendship with Princess Victoria, who later became Queen Victoria, had a significant impact on his political fortunes. This relationship would shape Lamb's later role as a trusted advisor to the young queen. Prime Ministership. One of the zeniths of Lamb's political career was his appointment as Prime Minister of the United Kingdom in 1834. This position marked the pinnacle of his political ascent and placed him at the helm of the nation during a critical period of political and social transformation. William Lamb's journey into politics was characterized by a blend of familial tradition, personal conviction, and strategic maneuvering. From his early days in the House of Commons to the pinnacle of leadership as Prime Minister, Lamb's political trajectory mirrored the changing dynamics of British politics in the 19th century. Understanding these milestones is crucial for grasping the context in which Lamb operated and the challenges he faced as a key figure in the political landscape of 1834. Economic policies. In 1834, William Lamb faced the daunting task of addressing economic challenges, including the repercussions of the Industrial Revolution. One of his notable achievements was the implementation of economic policies aimed at balancing the interests of industrialists and workers. Lamb's government worked towards creating a framework that promoted economic growth while also addressing the social and labor concerns arising from industrialization. Parliamentary reforms. Building upon the momentum of the Reform Act of 1832, Lamb continued to push for additional parliamentary reforms in 1834. These reforms aimed at refining the representation system further and responding to emerging societal changes. Lamb sought to strike a delicate balance between democratic aspirations and the need for stability in a rapidly evolving political landscape. Foreign policy stewardship. Given the delicate international relations of the time, Lamb's government played a key role in navigating diplomatic challenges. His focus on maintaining stability in Europe and safeguarding British interests abroad demonstrated a nuanced understanding of the complexities of global politics. In 1834, Lamb's administration successfully averted potential conflicts and worked towards securing peaceful resolutions to international disputes. Social reforms. Lamb's commitment to social progress was evident in his efforts to address pressing social issues. Whether through legislation aimed at improving public health or initiatives targeting education and welfare, Lamb sought to contribute to the betterment of society. His government's actions reflected a recognition of the need for comprehensive social reforms to accompany the economic and political changes of the time. Melbourne's speech on parliamentary reform. One of the defining moments of Lamb's leadership in 1834 was his impassioned speech advocating for continued parliamentary reform. His eloquence and conviction resonated with both supporters and critics, solidifying his reputation as a statesman committed to progressive ideals. This speech became a cornerstone in the ongoing discourse on political reform during his tenure. The Melbourne Ministry's legislative agenda. Lamb's government introduced and supported several crucial pieces of legislation in 1834. These included measures addressing labor conditions, public health, and education. By championing these initiatives, Lamb underscored his belief in the role of government in fostering societal well-being and steering the nation towards a more equitable future. Handling of political turbulence. The year 1834 witnessed its share of political turbulence, and Lamb's adept handling of these challenges showcased his leadership skills. Whether managing internal dissent within his party or responding to external pressures, Lamb demonstrated a capacity for pragmatism and diplomatic finesse. His ability to navigate the complexities of political dynamics contributed to the stability of his administration during a critical juncture. In 1834, William Lamb's achievements and contributions went beyond the conventional duties of a statesman. Through key policies, impactful speeches, and decisive actions, Lamb left an indelible mark on the political, economic, and social landscape of the United Kingdom. His legacy as a leader who grappled with the complexities of his time continues to be remembered, and his contributions are integral to understanding the historical narrative of the 19th century. William Lamb's ability to navigate through the challenges of 1834 rested on a combination of pragmatism, diplomatic finesse, and effective communication. His leadership style, characterized by a nuanced approach to governance, enabled him to address obstacles head-on and contribute to the resolution of complex issues during a pivotal period in British history. Consolidation of reforms. One of the lasting impacts of Lamb's tenure in 1834 was the consolidation of reforms initiated in the preceding years. His commitment to parliamentary reform and social progress contributed to the establishment of a foundation for a more inclusive and representative political system. The momentum he sustained in terms of reform set the stage for further developments in the decades to come. Strengthening the position of the monarchy. Lamb's close relationship with the young Queen Victoria had a profound impact on the monarchy's role in British politics. By serving as a trusted advisor and guiding the monarch through the intricacies of governance, Lamb contributed to enhancing the influence and stability of the British monarchy. This had repercussions for the constitutional balance between the monarch and Parliament. Legacy in foreign policy. Lamb's diplomatic endeavors in 1834 left a lasting legacy in British foreign policy. His commitment to maintaining peace and safeguarding British interests in the complex web of international relations set a precedent for subsequent leaders. The emphasis on diplomatic finesse and a strategic approach to global affairs became integral components of British foreign policy in the years that followed. Evolution of the Whig Party. Lamb's leadership in 1834 played a role in shaping the trajectory of the Whig Party. His pragmatic approach to governance and commitment to progressive ideals contributed to defining the party's identity. The Whigs, under Lamb's influence, continued to evolve as a political force, adapting to the changing demands of British society and politics. Continued parliamentary reforms. The emphasis on parliamentary reform initiated during Lamb's tenure persisted beyond 1834. His contributions to refining the representation system and addressing issues of political fairness laid the groundwork for subsequent reform movements. The ongoing discourse on parliamentary representation and electoral fairness can trace some of its roots back to Lamb's efforts. Social progress and welfare initiatives. Lamb's commitment to social progress left a lasting legacy in the form of continued efforts towards social reform and welfare initiatives. The recognition of the government's role in addressing societal challenges became a guiding principle for future leaders. The evolution of the welfare state and ongoing debates about the role of government in social welfare can be seen as extensions of Lamb's early initiatives. Impact on political leadership. Lamb's pragmatic leadership style, characterized by a nuanced and adaptable approach, influenced subsequent political leaders. The recognition of the need for flexibility and diplomacy in navigating political challenges became an enduring aspect of political leadership in the United Kingdom. William Lamb's personal life and character traits were integral to his political identity. His familial ties, friendships, and personal pursuits shaped his worldview, influencing the decisions he made as a statesman. Lamb's political career was not just a product of political calculations but a reflection of the complexities of his personal life and the interplay between his character and the challenges of the time. William Lamb's legacy in 1834 extends beyond the immediate political climate. His leadership, characterized by pragmatism, diplomatic finesse, and a commitment to social progress, set the stage for continued developments in British politics. The enduring impact of his decisions is evident in the evolution of political parties, the ongoing discourse on parliamentary representation, and the recognition of the government's role in social welfare. As a statesman who navigated through a critical period in British history, Lamb's legacy remains imprinted on the nation's political consciousness. His ability to balance tradition and progress, to navigate through challenges with adaptability and diplomacy, and to leave a mark on key policy areas showcases the depth of his influence. In reflecting on William Lamb's contributions, one recognizes not just a leader of his time but a figure whose legacy reverberates through the annals of British history, shaping the course of the nation in the 19th century and beyond. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it informative, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content like this in the future.